What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're talking about the 5 things you should do to a JDM car when you first buy one. So you bought your dream JDM car. First thing you want to do is give it a clean, give it some proper maintenance, and add a few mods that will overall improve the drivability and ownership of the car. So it's a pretty well-known fact that these things were neglected by their previous owners as they were cheap cars back in the day. If you're going out and you're looking for an S15 or like a Chaser, an Evo, they're all going to set you back around $40,000 to $50,000. So you want to make sure that you're keeping good care of your prized possession. So I think by far the most important feature, and probably my favorite thing I've done to my car, is a proper security system or an alarm. There's a reason why these things are so expensive, and it's because unfortunately they get stolen heaps. They get loaded up on flatbeds and taken to who knows where. Best thing you could do is put a kill switch or an alarm system in your JDM car. So the alarm system that I'm running in the Silvia is a Viper 2-way alarm, which comes with this nifty remote, which has obviously your lock and unlock buttons on it. And if you so choose, you can run a system which enables you to remote start. So this little remote can do so many things, including telling you if your car has been tampered with. For instance, if you're at work, if you're at a restaurant, if you're, I don't know, at someone's house and someone tries to get into your car, this will start beeping and flashing at you, telling you that something's happening to your car. So let me give you guys a demonstration. So here's my alarm. I'm gonna lock my car. So if I walk away from my car and someone tries to get into it, which I'm going to demonstrate now, I'm going to reach in, I'm going to press this unlock button. So the car is unlocked, right? But if I go ahead and open the door, and it's going to start beeping and so that is exactly what you want, protecting your prized possession. What's just happened is someone has tried to open my door and the alarm's obviously gone off, and it's going to tell me the next time I unlock my car that someone's actually gone and opened the door.
Reason number 2.
Now we all know these old Japanese cars, they're getting on a bit in age, and the one thing you'll notice is when you get into one is that they'll often have flogged suspension bushes, they'll have some cheap nasty tires and some cheap rims on them that previous owners just slapped on to drift on or whatever. One of the first things I did to my car was putting a good suspension setup in it and a good set of wheels and tires. Now I went a bit overboard with these rims. I'd probably have to say these are my dream wheels, and I always wanted these, so I kind of went a bit overboard with them. Really, I can't regret it because they look amazing, they're super light, they're super strong. I have a lot of faith in these. If I do take them to a track event, that they're not going to just explode on me like some other wheel brands. As for the tires, I noticed a massive improvement from downsizing from a 275 Windrun, which were all on my old Workmeisters, to these 235 Bart Sports. So even though they're 40 mils narrower than the Windruns, I grip up so much better with these. They have the perfect amount of grip. If I want, I can chuck this thing into a slide pretty easily. I haven't broken anything, which is pretty surprising. From my experience, 235s are absolutely perfect on a Silvia. I couldn't recommend this wheel and tire setup more. So in my car, I'm running a set of Shockworks coilovers, which are a massive upgrade from the eBay spec coilovers that this car came with. They don't knock, they don't creak, they make the car handle amazingly, and as a bonus, it makes it safe and comfortable.
Reason number 3.
So no matter how well you look after a car, you're always just going to run into small items that will just break purely from old age. Some of the things you might run into are bad fuel pumps, outdated intercoolers, air boxes, and stuff like that. So some of the first things you should do to your old Japanese car are just supporting mods. Because regardless of if you're keeping it stock or if you're going to modify it and go really extensive like I have, it's just a good peace of mind to know that you have newer, better engineered products in your car. So what do I mean by supporting mods? In my particular case, I have a Walbro 525 fuel pump, I have bigger injectors, I have a custom made airbox, and a front mounted intercooler, which you can't really see because I've gone ahead and painted it black. If you own an SR powered vehicle, it's imperative that you get a catch can, because these things love to blow their dipsticks out because they have too much crankcase pressure. If you have the extra coin, it's also a good idea to get an upgraded radiator, which I need to get soon, and an oil cooler if you notice that your car runs hot.
Razón número 4.
So when I first bought this car, one of the first things I did was I did an oil change, I flushed the brake fluid, I did a transmission service and a diff service. The guy I bought it off assured me that he did all of these items. Sure, you can believe them, you can not believe them, it doesn't really matter. But for my peace of mind, I went ahead and did all those things. And I have to say that I've been rewarded. I am pushing 300 kilowatts through a stock S15 6-speed and a stock R200 diff. And I'm absolutely astounded how it's actually coping with the abuse. Now, I can't say the same thing for my engine because I'm actually running a rebuilt forged motor. If you guys watched my previous video, what it takes to hold 400 kilowatts NNS chassis, you'd know that my motor blew up and I'm running forged Nitto internals. Even when I had my old motor and I was running 98 and a relatively low power setup of around 220 kilowatt, I still oil changed it every 3,000 Ks. I probably push well over 3,000 kilometers on an oil change, but when you own an SR, it's a little bit hit or miss, so it's probably best that you go ahead and change the oil pretty regularly.
Razón number 5.
Now the next thing I'm going to say is probably a given. You should probably do this with every car you buy, not only old JDM shit boxes like these. Give it a really good clean, give it a vacuum, take the seats out and whatnot. So when I first bought this car, didn't actually do that, and I drove around in a manky interior, and I didn't really care because I was really hyped that I actually owned an S15, so that was probably one of the last things on my mind. But a few months ago, I had this car fully detailed by Meticulous Auto Detailing, which you would have seen in one of my previous videos. It's a little bit dirty now, but we steam cleaned all the carpets, we took the seats out, we cleaned the seats, although they've seen better days. Steam clean the carpets, steam clean the back seats and the boot area. And although it seemed pretty good on the face of it, the liquid that was coming out of the Bissell and the extractor was just disgusting. It was like a wine red color, which is a little bit concerning. Just sort of chucked it down the drain and didn't think twice about it because it's a JDM shitbox. Like, who knows what's happened in that car, but I don't want to ask questions. So that's it, guys. Give it a steam clean. Make sure you're not driving around a biohazard. So I hope you guys learned something about when you first buy a JDM car, some of the first things you should do to it. I just want to say a massive thank you again for watching my video, and there's a video every week, so stay tuned.